All right. I'll drop this link for you guys, so everyone has the curriculum and where we're at. There we go. Did everyone just throw a thumbs up emoji or give me a thumbs up when you guys are ready? Sweet. Edwin says S3 is basically the backbone of AWS. It's true. I know we have a lot of things stored in S3. I think that's how AWS makes all their money, to be honest with you. Because think about data and how we have to store all this data, especially if the government has to store a bunch of data. Well, Amazon charges to the transit of the data into the bucket, and then storing it in the bucket, that charges, and then say it's there for 5 years, then they get it out of the bucket to delete it or whatever, or maybe they need the data back. They're making money on that transit out. And S3 is a pricey service. What's going on, Edwin? Are you TAing?
Yeah, I'm TAing.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Edwin was in my last class, so we're familiar. Smart guy. Okay, everyone's there. Can I get someone to read this first portion? I'll go ahead and screen share too if you guys can't get it up.
Which portion is it? Is it the Amazon S3 bucket?
Yeah.
Okay, I can read that.
Perfect.
Amazon S3 buckets. Amazon S3 stands for Simple Storage Service, and as the name suggests, is an object storage service designed with scalability, availability, security, and performance in mind. S3 is able to achieve simplicity and scalability through a flat, non-hierarchical structure. Storage management is handled through a combination of bucket names, object names, prefixes, object tags, and storage classes. Like pretty much all AWS services, it synergizes well with other AWS offerings, including CloudWatch, CloudTrail, and Lambda.
Definitely. Does that make sense to anybody? Or do you guys have questions on that alone? No? Perfect. Everyone just kind of gets it. Good stuff. Yeah, one thing that's awesome about S3 buckets is it doesn't have to be within your VPC. We'll get into VPCs a little bit later on, but S3 is like its own kind of like outside service. Yes, it's in the cloud, but it doesn't have to be saying like your own network, if that makes sense. You can access S3 buckets from just about anywhere. You can also transit data from S3 buckets and have access from other accounts. That's what's nice about how you have multiple access ways that you can set up later or transit. Also, it comes with standard encryption, which makes it really good for security reasons. All right, so what are we trying to accomplish today? Our goal is to introduce the S3 service and its related features, such as bucket creation, versioning, logging. All the operations will primarily be done on the AWS console. Has everyone been able to log in?
Hey, Preston, you're on mute.
All right. Sorry, I had to cough. Did you guys?
To the
Can everyone
AWS
log in?
console or through?
Yeah.
I think the bulk of us have. Oh,
Okay.
I won't speak for everyone though.
I have, but I haven't gone the complete way. That's what I meant by catching up now that I finished or was able to finish my project to pass today.
No worries. Okay, I'll drop the link. Or if you just go,
Actually, the console link is right here in the lesson, and I still have my notes. I was just going to go through everything and be caught up by Saturday.
okay. Well, as long as you can log in today, that's what we're concerned about.
Perfect.
I'll drop the link too, because we need the class name. So everyone can use this link. And then if you guys have
It's CP Bravo, right? That's the account ID.
yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. And then once everyone's logged in, throw a thumbs up. Perfect. Tristan's good. Edwin, do you have login?
No, not at the moment. I don't. I'm waiting on Chandra to create me an account.
Okay. No worries. I'm sure you'll still be able to help people if they have questions.
Yeah,
What
I have
is
my own
the
personal account.
what is the login credentials? I've only used it through personal account.
So you're going to be using CP Bravo, and then you should have your username and password that you've already created. So if you hit that link that I put in the chat, that'll automatically put CP Bravo, and then you should have your username and password. I don't have access to that. Unfortunately, that's Chandra's gig. Was it posted somewhere, or how'd you guys get your username and passwords? If you guys like say forgot them, that sort of thing.
The username should be, I think, your first name, and then I believe there was an original password that we changed after our first login.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, mine was similar. I didn't know if you guys had the same. Is anyone having issues, or are you guys logged in?
That's right. So does anyone remember the original password from Saturday?
I
Uh,
want to say
that's the
it was
password that Eric
CP.
needs.
Yeah, I think it was CP Bravo actually, because that's what
I
I
have
just.
it. It's DevOps 2024. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, that does.
D capital O. But then I think you should have been prompted to change it already.
Oh,
Unless
so
you
I
guys
have. Yeah, but it's just Eric needs
Yeah,
help.
I haven't logged in yet. So it was DevOps capital D capital O or
Yeah, I'll put that in the chat too.
okay.
Preston, just for your awareness, I'm driving home, running late from work.
No worries, Troy. We'll have the recording too soon. Then when you do get home, I'm sure everyone else will be able to help you.
All right, thank you.
All right, I'm good. I'm logged in.
Awesome. Everyone else logged in besides Troy and Edwin? Perfect. Okay. We can get the screen share going. So when you first log in, you should have something similar to this. I have these all favorited already, but if you don't have these favorited, just type in S3, and then for future references, if you want anything to be up here, I would say anything that we cover, as soon as you search it, just put a star by it. That way it's right here in this bar. We'll go to S3. I'm gonna pull the curriculum over here. And that way you guys we can all follow along. Okay, so we're going to, wait a second. Here's the lesson we're going to be doing. I'll put it in the chat. We're going to be doing static website hosting or web hosting. So the purpose of this tutorial is to introduce S3 related features like creating an S3 bucket and static hosting. The learning outcomes is how to create an S3 bucket, changing the settings and permissions of the bucket for static hosting, and uploading given static files. So essentially, we're just going to be getting more familiar in the console. Every service is going to have different buttons and whatnot. This will get easier just the more reps that we take. It's like logging into an Android and you're an iPhone user or something like that, where we have like general knowledge, right? But if we don't know exactly where things are, what this button does, what this setting change does, then that's what it just takes repetition. Okay. So everyone's logged in, right? Step one's complete. Perfect. Okay. So we're gonna go up here. Everyone typed in S3. We're gonna create a bucket. So AWS has naming conventions. Your bucket name has to be unique throughout all of AWS. It has to be a globally unique name, and it cannot use capitals. So I'm gonna do Preston Cloud Tax bucket. If someone has that name, then screw them, because that's pretty unique. It seems like this is like half of the legwork is how to name your directories, how to name files, what to name your instances, bucket names, that sort of thing. So let's be creative. It can really be anything. But here's some of the bucket naming rules. But yeah, bucket names must be between 3 and 63 characters long. Lowercase letters, numbers, dots, and hyphens. As long as you follow those, I mean, it'll yell at you. It won't let you create it, or it won't let you use that bucket name. But yeah, as long as you follow these two for creating your name. Okay. Move you guys out of the way, and that way I can read. All right. So we're going to avoid including sensitive information such as account number in the bucket name. The bucket name is visible in the URLs that point to the objects in the bucket. In the wizard, follow the steps with the following details. So we have our bucket name, right? It's just going to be your default region, wherever your region's at. Everyone's should be different. Some of you might have the same. But the majority of you guys should be different. I remember when I was in your guys' class, I was in like EU West 1 or East 1, something like that, and it was in Ireland. But I'm in Ohio this time, so you don't worry if it's different. So we're going to be going over these. So as long as you have the curriculum up, you shouldn't get lost. So block all public access. We can leave this checked. Leave our ACLs just disabled. It's recommended just leave it as is. Bucket versioning, we're going to keep that disabled. And then we don't need any tags. Default encryption. And then bucket key, just disable that. Object lock, just have that disabled. That comes stock. Then we can create our bucket. Then you can just go ahead and click on here, and you can see we have nothing in our bucket. So these are all the objects that we have and potentially could store in here. Here's our properties. So it's just our, literally the overview. Gives us the settings for the bucket, right? Like bucket versioning, it's disabled. Multi-factor, that's disabled. We didn't have any tags. Tagging becomes pretty important. Think about it, if you're storing data, you'd want to have tags like, oh, what's this data from? Where is it from? What time? What time did it come to the bucket? What was the date? That sort of things. Default encryption, that's, that just comes stock. We can get into that a little bit later, the different encryption sides. We can set up event notifications. We'll get into that later on in the course. Same thing with CloudTrail. Sure these are familiar with you guys, right? Does that ring a bell from your cloud practitioner? And then we have static website hosting. So let's remember this for later, okay? As we can see, it's currently disabled.
It looks like there were some permissions that were done after Saturday. Since Eric just logged in today, he doesn't have permission to create a bucket.
Okay. Are you with Yams, Eric? Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, Yams, can you create a bucket? Did you have any issues?
So I was able to, but I created my account along with the Saturday's lesson. And I think it's supposed to be like some policies that he set to the existing accounts at that time.
Yeah. Eric, send a message on Slack to Chandra. Say, hey, I'm not able to create S3 buckets. Can you look into my IM role or just your account? That sort of thing.
That's right, because only the main user can assign permissions, right, in the group.
Yeah, you have to have admin privileges for the account. Okay, so then we're going to, I just clicked buckets. We're going to create another one, all right? And come in here, let's do another one. We can call this one Dojo Jump. Dojo just dash jump 1, 2, 3. Just make sure you guys are different from this, right? And then we're going to follow these properties this time. So remember, ACL is disabled, block all public access, bucket versioning disabled, tag disabled, server side, just leave that stock. Disable the bucket key, keep that disabled. All right, simple stuff. As you can see too, now we can see everybody's buckets. So I can see who's not doing it also, just so you guys know.
So I also appear to not have the permissions. So shall I also go ahead and send a message to Chandra?
Yes, do
All right,
that for
thanks.
sure. But you guys can still follow along, no problem. So I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm going to pull up a terminal now. Pull up your terminal window. We're going to git clone these files. So run this command git clone in your terminal window. I already have it, so I'm just going to go into that directory. And this is what it looks like, right? So let me know when everyone has this. Everyone who can create S3 buckets, at least. Then just throw a thumbs up emoji. Or if you're on camera, you can give me a thumbs up. Perfect. Nico's good. Michael, are you having issues?
Yeah, I already sent the permission thing to Chandra as well.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, but I'll be good. It seems like it'll be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, this isn't too hard. Tristan, are you good? Yams.
No, I looked away for just a second and I am lost at the dojo jump part. Was that something you get cloned or?
Yeah, so I just git cloned this right here. Oh, you can't see it. It's in the curriculum.
Oh, gotcha.
So just git clone that into your terminal and then make sure everyone like you have all those. So I'm gonna go into my bucket now. We're going to go into upload. And then I'm going to add a folder. Or no, I'm just gonna add files actually. I think that worked last time. Now I'm going to go home into pmoody. Let's see, and dojo jump right there. And I just uploaded all of these. You guys might have issues finding them. And then you're just gonna upload it. So now I got upload successful. So now I have files in my S3 bucket. So we should, we have these files, right? This is how we access them. But we're getting access denied code. You guys remember the permissions that we set on these buckets? Something like block all public access. So that's why we don't have access to the files. Yeah, sure, we uploaded them into our own bucket as well. We can't open them because the bucket permissions isn't allowing it. So now, let's go into properties, right? We'll scroll on down. No, permissions. We're going to edit, block all public access, and we're just going to uncheck that and then save changes. Go ahead and type confirm. Now if we go into our objects, right? Well, I don't like that. That's set. Oh, we don't have any bucket policies yet. But we will now have access. We just got to set some policies. But you can kind of go through these, like block public access to buckets and objects granted from new access control list. Different things like that. So then we can set like an access control list if we wanted to, right here. So now we're going to go to part 2. We're going to enable static website hosting. So in settings, go to static website hosting and put a check mark to use this bucket to host a website and enter index.html default file. So we go down here into properties. Remember, it was all the way at the bottom. Go to edit. We're going to do enable. Host a static website. Type in our file name, which was index.html. And do save changes. This isn't the only thing to do though. Now we're going to have to go and create a bucket policy. A bucket policy is a JSON written code that's pretty much telling the bucket what it can do, what it's allowing it to do, who can access it. There's a lot of things that you can do with bucket policies. So you go in here to edit. Go ahead and copy this code in from the curriculum. And there's one thing that we have to change here. Is this S3 ARN number, okay? So we're going to go ahead and backspace that. We're going to copy our S3 ARN number. Paste that in.
Well, I have a question for this policy.
Yeah.
I noticed there's a date for the version, and I've noticed that from past documentations, but do these policies over time become obsolete?
I don't necessarily know if it's obsolete or not, depending on the date. I haven't really looked into why the date is dated back to 2012. I'm sure we could do a quick Google search and find that. Or if once we get this written up, we can play with it. We can see if changing the date's going to change it.
All right, thanks.
In my opinion, we haven't. I mean, take this with a grain of salt. I haven't tried it yet, but that's just like the version number in a sense. So say this policy was written 2012 in October, the 17th of October, right? I mean, most likely that was just the date that it was written. Like you could probably adjust that, but we can try that later. For whatever reason, copying and pasting from GitHub always throws some weird errors, and I'm not sure if it's of why. Sometimes I just put it into like a JSON validator, which I'll do now, or I use ChatGPT to analyze it just to validate the JSON. Which I think this one worked last time. Perfect. Yep. Yeah, sometimes it's just copying and pasting things It might not like the spaces that it used. Or say it was used on a different computer with tabs, something of that nature. Sometimes it misreads like the quotation marks. As a Linux engineer, I ran into this problem actually quite frequently where if you just copied and pasted it into something, it didn't really like it. Whether that be it didn't like the commas or didn't like the curly brackets, kind of odd. But I'll go ahead. I know this one works because I tried it yesterday. I will go ahead and put this in the chat. And then all you guys have to change. Also, let me know when you guys copy and paste that. If that throws it off, because I got into the Zoom meeting chat kind of odd. Someone try it. If not, I'm gonna just put it in the Slack. So all we have to do is, you guys will have to do is change this ARN number, which is just like what the resource name is called, which is easy. Just copy from right here. Is there any questions? Did I lose anyone? I know navigating can get kind of busy and chaotic sometimes. And go here to save changes. Let's see. API response. Action does not apply to. Huh. That's odd. Oh, okay. Edwin. Unknown. An unexpected error occurred. API response. Action does not apply to any resource in this statement. I didn't run into this issue yesterday.
You might need to put a / at the end and a star of your resource.
Oh, did I delete that?
It might be that.
You were exactly right. Thanks, Edwin. Yeah, I must have deleted that out. I think, yeah, I definitely did. Good stuff. Okay. So now we have our policy, right? We have our permissions are off for the block off public access. Now we have these objects. Go here. Now we can play Dojo Drop. And we'll see if you can get the top score. But to be able to play, you have to do what I just did. No, I only got 490. Let's see what you guys can get. And then let me know when you get to that point, guys. Awesome. Nika got it up. Nika, post what you get for your top score.
Only got 71.
That's all right. I thought mine was pretty embarrassing too. Now I feel a little bit better. Appreciate you.
So I put the policy in and all that. Which files specifically were we supposed to update or upload?
So you're supposed to upload everything from Dojo Jump that you get cloned.
Is there a shortcut to do that? Rather than so I'm in my window inside the console to upload manually, right?
Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and screen share, Yams.
All right, thanks. I'm sure.
I know everyone's is gonna look a little bit different depending on if what WSL you have set up or Mac version.
Minimize this.
Oh yeah, you have Dojo Jump right there. Click that.
Put your jump. Okay. So all of those, right?
That's just the GIF though.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, go to Add Files.
Not folder, right? Just files.
You could do either or if we can find your folder. I would go to Ubuntu over there on the left,
Yeah, Ubuntu, home,
and then go to Home,
user.
and then is that your user? Looks
Mhm.
like it.
Mm,
Do you have a home
Mhm.
directory in there?
folder.
Oh yeah, right there. And then click that.
The whole thing or into it?
If it won't let you do the whole thing, just click into that and now select all of them.
So that's, oh, right.
Yeah, do that. That works. Or that already did it. Yeah. Now do open. That should upload all of them. Sweet.
Okay. So once again, I have this now.
Now just select upload. Oh, scroll down to the bottom. You have to upload it. Yeah, there you go. Now click upload. There you go.
And just to make sure, permissions,
Block all public access is good.
course doesn't matter. Bucket policy.
Have you enabled static web hosting yet?
Yes, the
Okay,
bucket
perfect.
policy is here.
Yeah, and then add a / and a star to the end of the ARN. Yeah, right there.
So /
Do,
backwards.
or I mean a backslash. Do a backslash. And then scroll to the bottom. And that should work.
Admin statement.
Or
No,
just
that wasn't admin statement. That was
just save changes.
changes.
Okay.
I had to put mine into Chat GPT for it to work.
Yeah. It
You
says
went through
join is not
ChatGPT.
authorized to perform access analysis or validate policy. Huh.
Did the same thing for me too. That permissions
So you
error.
just
So I
went
just
through.
copied it. Yeah.
Okay.
I know there's a site for JSON validation, or validating JSON, however you want to say it. I always just use ChatGPT. It's easy. Just put like validate this JSON code or validate this S3 bucket policy.
Wait.
Well, that didn't like that. Let me
I
see what I
just
typed.
put fix this JSON and then I put it in and then it did it.
Okay.
Perfect. There you go. Now copy code up there on the right.
Yeah, we should do. Sorry, it's all these the invisible. I'm sure you guys can't see this bars.
We'll see if that works.
Did you see anything change? I just
Yeah,
pasted
there
it
was
up
like a
there.
bunch of dots from the GitHub one.
Okay. So to the bottom,
And do save changes again.
it changes. Okay,
There we
great.
go.
And what was
Nice.
the final step to access this game?
So go to properties and scroll to the bottom. I'll show you guys two methods. And then you can click that link.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Boom, there you go.
Or
Or
you
you
get,
could
bro?
I know, I'm not going to share that. I'm just going to say I scored an amazing score.
Perfect. Awesome. I'll go ahead and screen share again too. I'll bring mine over. So another way, the first way that I accessed it, if you go to your objects in here, then since we're hosting off of this, I just clicked this, and then here's the object URL. It's another way to access that link. And then it would do the same thing. Awesome, guys. Any questions? Is anybody else having any issues? Tristan, were you able to get yours up?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So who all got theirs up? Yams did, Nika did, Tristan did. Okay, Sandra, are you having S3 bucket issues? You're having issues as well creating the buckets.
Yeah, and I sent a message to Chandra, but I was trying to see if I couldn't resolve that issue with the dojo game because it looks cool. And I copied the code, and my chat GPT is being a pill, so I used Copilot. So I went that far. Actually, Copilot's been pretty good as a backup to chat GPT. So, but yeah, access denied.
Yeah, you can actually run it off of your local terminal using
Okay,
AWS, I believe.
using AWS locally?
No, using
No.
AWS.
Okay, I cloned it down from GitHub, but I haven't done anything else with it.
So do you remember a couple, I think it was last lesson that I taught you guys Nginx, or is that 2 lessons ago?
Probably 2 lessons ago, and I'll be candid, I was down on the other stuff, so I sort of paid attention, but yeah.
No worries. So if you download Nginx into your terminal,
Okay.
and start that service, if you go to, actually, you know what? I'll see if I can do it real quick. This might be fun. Teresa, let's do an LS. Okay, where did you go in? Was it DevOps? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Wherever you put Doug jump, and then we'll tell you where to copy it.
Okay, I do not apparently have it, so
Okay, so do a git here. I'll give you the command real quick.
I know how to git clone if we have the URL. So
Yeah, I'm getting that for you right now.
okay, and I'm actually I was looking at Docker right before the lesson to make sure I went back on that. And okay.
Where's the chat at? Okay, there we go. Just run that command.
Yeah, I actually have the git clone part typed, and then but I'll go back. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
And then
Now
I usually
we're gonna make it easy.
remove the origin when it's from the repository, and then so
Okay.
not okay.
Don't worry about that right now.
Okay, I do it just to make sure I don't accidentally push anything up to it. Okay, so okay.
So we're just going to do this command.
So Joe. Okay.
We are going to copy it. So we're gonna do sudo cp, not copy. CP is for copy, and we're gonna do attack R for recursive.
And
And
remind
it's
me what the tac is, because forgive me.
just a dash
A dash. Okay. R.
R and space dojo jump.
Yeah, it's dojo dash jump is if I could type. Okay. Anything else or just enter?
No, that's not gonna move it anywhere.
True.
So
I'm
do
sorry.
space. No, you're
Okay.
and then we're going to do a slash USR. I'm typing it out myself. Share slash nginx slash HTML.
Like that.
And then, yeah, see if that works.
I thought it was going to be inside the dash var dash www dash html.
We could do
Since
that. We could do that too.
So I haven't hit enter yet, so I can easily backspace and modify this. So
Let's roll with. I had to do mine that way because mine Nginx is broken. Yeah, let's do that. Edwin. Or www slash what? HTML.
yeah, because that's where my default Nginx resides on, and that's where the default file is pointing at.
okay, you both were talking, so I wasn't clear
I put
on
in
what.
It's in the
the
chat, Sandra.
Thank you. I see it. I see it.
Perfect.
Okay. And I'll still have to have this. Actually, I went too far, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's okay.
Okay, tell me again, and then I'll add it. My apologies.
So we're doing a copy, so that's CP.
CP and then space and
TAC R.
the tac
Because
R
we're
was
doing
the
a
dash
directory
R. Yeah.
recursive.
Okay.
And then
So
dojo jump. So we're saying what we're copying. So we're copying the dojo jump directory.
and we are then it was
Slash var.
okay. So basically, I can paste the rest of this Control V right here for the var www HTML. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Enter or anything else.
That
Yep.
should be good.
Try that.
Okay.
Awesome.
Now, just go back to CD. Enter. I'm going to do CD to that path that you just copied.
Okay. So this path.
Yep.
Okay.
LS.
A or just LS.
Just LS.
Okay. All right. Dojo jump index. Okay.
You should we remove the default one?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just have to refresh it. And then do we have to restart now? Or just try going to
you should be able to refresh the
browser.
Yeah. If now you might have to give it to the file path.
Refresh that page.
So I might have to give it this file path right here.
No, it's different. Yeah, just refresh for now to see what happens.
Okay.
And if not, you might just have to do slash dojo jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's. Don't you type the name of the file in the URL? That's what I thought Tristan too, but okay.
Click on the URL. Yep.
And then do slash dojo jump or dash jump.
Okay, let's see what comes up. Hey, thank you. All right.
Very nice.
I'll go ahead and stop sharing, let someone else have the honors, and at least this time I know where to stop the share.
Don't worry. These like Nginx, and you have, I believe, like G Unicorn. After a while, they get like confusing the routing.
So I've been introduced to them, but I have not actually I haven't used them. But if they're in the lesson, I'll be definitely making sure I'm caught up on those.
Yep.
Sorry guys, I'm fixing mine real quick. I'll be like 2 seconds. Sorry that took a little while, guys. Now I'm going to see if mine works.
This is addictive.
Yeah, no kidding.
198 points. Huh. That's my first time playing it.
Awesome.
Was this written by one of the Code Platoon students or classes?
I'm not sure. This was Chandra's.
I think Chandra did it. He made multiple versions with, I think, with different languages as well.
Oh, wonderful.
You
Awesome.
guys see that you'll be deploying basically a good amount of the same applications as
How many of you guys caught how we did the Nginx stuff? If not, I know that was a bit all over the place. Trying to say commands over, that's kind of a struggle. But that's what we'll do. For you guys who aren't able to, I'll do a quick demo myself. All right. Perfect. 1 second, guys. Sorry, my wife needed something. Okay. So let's just CD back to home. The steps for Nginx. Let's check to see if it's started. So we'll do a sudo service nginx status. If it's not running, you're going to do this command. You're just going to do a start. Okay. Mine's already running, so I don't have to do it. Since it's running, if we just go to localhost, it looks something like this, right? No port changes, nothing like that, unless you have a special situation like Cassandra, where something is already running on it. Then let's do an ls. I did the git clone of Dojo Jump already, so it's right here. So what I'm going to do is a command that looks like this: cp or sudo cp tacar dojo jump, and it's going to var www html. Okay. So now, 1 second, let me just copy this. If I just do a cd to there, it pops up. So I'm in the var www html, and it's in dojo jump, or dojo jump is now in there. Okay. So if I do a refresh here, or if I do a localhost / dojo jump, it pulls up. So that's your guys' homework. If you can get, let me pull. Oh, you guys can only see my terminal, huh? Okay, 1 second.
If you guys have your own accounts, you guys still be able to deploy your own S3, and it won't cost you anything since you're not transferring that. So you guys could just upload it to your own personal account, and since AWS offer free tier, you could use multiple different email addresses to abuse the AWS free tier as well.
This is correct. I will go ahead. Sorry guys, I wasn't sharing my full screen. I was only sharing the terminal. That's okay. So if you do localhost, it pulls up just your Nginx screen. If you do /dojo jump after what we just did, you'll have it running. And it works. Sorry, I have it running twice. That's okay. For your guys' homework, let's go to this README. And this is it right here. I'll put it in the chat. And I'll also post it on Slack. You're going to do this right here. See if you can do bucket versioning. Should be pretty easy. I'm not too worried about it. But that's only if you can access the S3 buckets. Or if you guys want to just spin up your own account, like a free personal one, you can do it that way as well. Sound good, guys? Awesome. Do you guys have questions on Nginx? I know the last lesson we ran into issues with the doing multiple sites. Once you guys do have access into the AWS console, or I guess most of you guys do, you guys can also do this on an instance, on an EC2 instance. Exactly what I just showed you guys. You can do the exact same thing. So maybe that's, don't do it on your local terminal, just do it on AWS. That's probably the best way to go about it. But just make sure you delete all your instances after. Or if you guys run into all these issues, let's get your WordPress up and going. Sound like a plan, guys? And we can touch back in like an hour. I'll open up some breakout rooms right now. Okay, breakout rooms are open. Feel free to work on this together. I know we just kind of covered a lot, especially going over that Nginx stuff. That can be very confusing as well, especially if you're not familiar with the terminal. All right, guys. Feel free to ping me over Slack if you guys need me. I'll be available. Also, Edwin just went through the course, so he's pretty versed in this stuff. It's fresh to him. So
Yeah,
we'll
you
see you
could just
guys.
ping me as well, and I'll help out. Or if you guys want, I could just jump in the breakout room for whoever joined in late. Then I could just go over it.
Awesome.